Hi, I'm Louis Tremblay, and we're here at beautiful Better in Belize. It's in the Cayo district, and this is a development that I'm one of the co-founders here. We did this beautiful orchestrated sign here just to welcome you. We're going to take you on a little bit of a tour today and tell you a little bit about why we chose this property. My partner Michael Winrow and Mike Saunders and myself had decided to come to Belize and to start an eco community. So we looked at 150 to 160 properties from the highest part in the north end of Belize all the way down to the south, and almost everything in between. We ended up choosing this beautiful 132 acres in Cayo. Runs right from the Hydro Road here all the way down to what used to be the McCall River, which is now a lake, which you'll see a little bit later in some of our videos here. And we're standing at the entrance to our place. We have about 5 miles of roads running through the community. There's 128 lots. And the reason that we chose this location, for a number of strategic reasons for choosing it. We've done a lot of development in a lot of different countries. I come from a real estate background, and it is the cleanest of clean air here. Obviously Belize has a lot cleaner air than a lot of other countries, but we are up in an area that is very, very little traffic. Although you'll see in a moment, we're only 10 miles down to a really quaint little town called Benque de Viejo de Carmen. And we're about a half an hour outside of San Ignacio, which is one of the fastest growing cities in Belize. But strategically, just up the road here behind me, less than a quarter of a mile, is a 24-hour security guard at one of the dams. We are actually situated in between two green producing power dams, and which has created our lake for us. So one of the reasons, you always have to be concerned of security, and this is one of the reasons we chose this. The other aspect is you've got 10 miles of road, one way in, one way out. So there's no exits if there are thievery or somebody thinking of thievery. We've protected ourselves against that. One of the other aspects is because we're in a little bit of a different altitude than some of the other locations in Belize, it's created a microclimate. So we're slightly cooler than San Ignacio, so tremendous for the summer months, okay? And it also leaves the diversity of the weather conditions for the evening sleeping. You don't need air conditioning here. It's very, very comfortable. There might be 2 or 3 days, 5 days a year that's a little bit hotter than normal. But other than that, very, very comfortable for sleeping. One of the fourth reasons is the insect population. You can see that I'm sitting out here with no bug repellent, and I'm not being annihilated by bugs as one flies by. But not bitten by mosquitoes. There are mosquitoes here, don't get me wrong, but it's not nearly as high density of mosquitoes or biting insects here. So it's very comfortable to be sitting out on your deck, eating, entertaining, or whatever. One of the fifth reasons is we are in the darkest sky areas of Belize. And what that means is we have a couple of our owners here that are very, very in tune with astrology, and they're stargazers. And they've informed us by showing us the black maps, or the darkest maps, showing that we are in one of the darkest areas of Belize and the world. And I don't know all about it, but I know that the sky is clear, but there's something about the air here that makes it crystal clear. And when you look at the moon on a full moon, we had a couple of our guests here the other day. We came out, you could see 100 yards down the way. It was like somebody was shining a big bright light here. So that's one of the other reasons. And sixth reason is that our lake comes straight from the River Onde and the Rio Frio, okay, and in the mountains. So are there no living inhabitants above us? This part of the river structure, okay, or this lake structure or waterway, does not have any cities that it runs through. If you go to any of the other locations in Belize, not any other, but most of the locations have rivers that come through Guatemala or through cities in Belize, and sometimes some of the folks don't have, their septic systems quite in tune. And I wouldn't want to live downstream from that. So that's a little bit of an intro of why we chose this property, and we'll see you at the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.